The science of business and the business of science all coming together in this innovative package which we like to call DuPont presents the Power of Shunya Challenge for Zero. We have three teams here today comprising of business and science who will be presenting three innovative products. The winner, well, they walk away with 2 tablet devices plus a chance to go through to that grand finale. What are they going to be playing for? Well, high stakes indeed. A 10 lakh rupee prize plus a paid experience with DuPont headquarters in the United States. Who do they have to impress? Well, you sitting at home, but more importantly, the judges sitting right here in the studio. So let's go ahead and meet them. Our first judge is Mr. Rajiv Karwal, who is the founder and CEO of Milagro Business Solutions. Hi Rajiv, how are you?
Fine, Gaurav, how are you?
Very well, thank you. It's been good, hasn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, these young brains giving you a lot to think as well while you give them some stuff to think?
But definitely, learning is always a two-way process. It's not just we come here to impart some learning, we also take back a lot of learning.
Well, that's good to have you here, Rajiv. Thank you so much for all your insights. Our second judge joining us once again is Ms. Vani Kola, who's the MD of Kalari Capital. I'm a little worried after what Rajiv said. These kids have to patent their ideas. He's taking them back. Vani, how has the journey been for you so far in terms of meeting all these young minds?
It's always inspiring to see the passion, the energy, the innovativeness because it gives you hope.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us, Vani. And our third and final judge is Dr. Homi Bhatwar, who is the director for DuPont. Homi, just a quick question for you. How many patents does India register every month compared to, let's say, China?
China is now becoming the largest patenting country in the world. So, and India has a lot to catch up to.
Well, hopefully these students will give you hope and help us catch up with other countries.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us, Homi. Thank you. Let's go ahead and meet our first team. But first, we will see their innovation.
A joystick and neck-controlled wheelchair that costs 50% less than its Chinese counterparts. That's the reality of the smart wheelchair developed by Ankit Thakkar from VVP College of Engineering, Rajkot. With its electronics that are built from scratch, this battery-powered wheelchair aims to make differently abled people self-sufficient.
Presenting the smart wheelchair, our first team of Ankit Thakkar from the VVP College of Engineering, Rajkot, and Sunanda Yadav from the Faculty Management Studies, New Delhi. Ankit, Sunanda, welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
Fine. Great.
Ankit, we're going to start with your product presentation first, and then we're going to move on to Sunanda for the business plan. So, if the two of you are ready, we certainly are. Ankit, go.
I went to my uncle who is disabled and is using powered wheelchairs. So he said that whenever there is any technical difficulty, technical fault in his wheelchair, he has to get it serviced, and it takes a time of about 5 to 10 days because it was an imported wheelchair. There are some difficulties that many disabled people can even not use their hand to move the wheelchair by the help of joystick. So we had a thought of making this wheelchair controlled by multiple ways. So we have finally designed this wheelchair, which is customizable, maintenance-free, and multiple controlled wheelchair. Basically, this wheelchair can be controlled with the help of a joystick, as well as it can be controlled with the help of a neck movement also. We are also working on speech recognition part. After some time, this wheelchair will be able to control by speech recognition also in most of the spoken languages. This wheelchair, key features of this wheelchair can be, it is a maintenance free because we have designed total electronic stuff from the scratch, and this wheelchair is having low voltage protection, overcurrent protection, overweight protection, as well as temperature protection.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ankit. We're actually joined by Mr. H.P. Shah, who is the former president of the Lions Club of Rajkot, Maine. I have a question for you, sir. Can you tell us of your association with this innovation, and were you entirely convinced about the feasibility of this product?
Actually, Ankit and his team approached us, and he showed us the entire concept about the wheelchair. They need some financial assistance. We look at it. We also take into consideration the social benefits of the wheelchair and the economic and social viability of the product. and then take the entire thing in our board. Lions Club of Rajkot main has approved the project, and now the end product is in front of you, sir.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Shah. Well, obviously, no doubt about the social viability of the project, but about the economic viability of the project, we have Sunanda, who's from FMS Delhi, who's going to now outline the business plan. Are you ready? Yes. All yours.
More than 80% of the chairs, the power wheelchairs, or even the manual wheelchairs that are being marketed in India are coming from the China. And we only have wholesalers or the distributors who come here, who are distributing these wheelchairs to the people in India. And so there's a huge market that we can actually have for the wheelchair that we have in front of us. Our wheelchair is cost effective because it is not as highly priced as it is the case with the other power wheelchairs available in the market. One of the best qualities that our product is providing is customizability. That is, we'll be able to give the customer the way he wants his wheelchairs to be. Right now, as it is a power wheelchair, we'll not be targeting the population in the lower pyramid, but we'll be mostly targeting the upper middle class and the higher class. So that's why we'll mostly have our dealers in the metro and the tier 1 cities. We are also planning to have home on-site maintenance for the product because we'll be easily be able to do it. First thing, technical glitches are mostly taken care of, so there will be very less technical glitches, and if there are, we'll be available to the people every time whenever they'll need it. Our main idea would be, when we'll be pitching this wheelchair in the market, that we are going to sell confidence, not wheelchair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that presentation. They're selling confidence. That's what they're banking their plan on. How much confidence has that inspired in our judges? All yours.
Ankit, what is the unique feature of this wheelchair that makes it totally different from others?
The most unique feature of our wheelchair is all the electronic stuff which is required to drive the motors has been designed in such a way that whichever the factor is there, due to any technical difficulty, what will happen is the shutdown of the wheelchair. Any technical fault will come in the wheelchair.
I'll ask a quick supplementary to what Homi asked. What kind of motion, obstacle, directional, as well as fall sensors you have in this wheelchair?
The main sensor is accelerometer sensor. Then other sensors which we are using in our next prototype is for obstacle avoidance. We are using infrared distance sensor that will be used to let it prevent from falling from staircase or anything like that. Means whenever there is a difference in height, the sensor will sense that difference in height and it will stop the wheelchair, so it will not fall from that part.
Thank you very much, Ankit. Thank you very much, Sunanda. All the best. Well, that was our first team, our first out of 3 who are competing today. Wow, our judges. We're going to give them just a minute to decide scores on that one. We're going to take a break and come back with our second and third innovations for this episode on DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya, Challenge for Zero. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya, Challenge for Zero. We've had one team that has come and presented their product. Our second team is ready. Their product is lying here. Looks like a refrigerator on life support. What exactly is it? Let's have a look.
Identifying the cooling properties of LPG gave Jainil Bhatt from IIT Bombay the idea for his Urja-Sanrakshak, a zero-cost system for refrigeration and air conditioning that uses the flow of LPG to produce cooling, leaving the actual LPG free for cooking.
To tell us more about that, let's call our team on. Jainil Bhatt from IIT Mumbai and Ankur Goyal from IIM Ahmedabad. Gentlemen, we're all very intrigued, so we want to hear from you about the product and then we'll move on to the business presentation. So if you're ready, the floor is all yours.
Once I saw a van running through LPG cylinder and I observed that frost is generated at the regulator of that LPG cylinder. So it struck that if this much cooling is produced by running a van through LPG, then this effect should be utilized to produce the refrigeration effect. What happens in this product is LPG is extracted in liquefied state and high pressures through the cylinder. Then it is expanded by a nozzle orifice and expansion valve, and then it is evaporated in the evaporator tubes. So it absorbs latent heat, it vaporizes, and it produces tremendous cooling. And after that, the LPG is further utilized as a fuel in a burner, household or industrial purpose or automobile or anything. So it is zero cost. It doesn't require electricity and it only uses the flow of LPG. It doesn't consume the LPG as well. By 2016, there are going to be 92 million domestic refrigerators only. And the domestic cooling load of refrigerators and air conditioning is going to pass 1 lakh gigawatt hour per year. So if this product is implemented, we can save all of the power.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We also have the chairman of Square Design Solutions, Mr. Utpal Patel, who's joining us. Mr. Patel, could you tell us some more advantages of this innovation?
Advantages of this innovation is that it's eco-friendly, it's a low cost, zero cost, applicable, applied everywhere in like industrial, domestic or gas turbine, power plant, and it is benefitable on the base of there is no excess power should be used and we get a cooling from that.
Thank you very much. We now move to the business side of things. Ankur Goyal, who's from IIM Ahmedabad, will tell us about the marketing plans. So, all yours, buddy.
This product targets a diverse sector. It's not only limited to one particular sector. So, we recognize that for any consumer electronic brand, you actually need a brand to sports. Since we don't have a brand, so we think having low prices would be a key to penetrate in the market. Then also we believe in our technology. We have full confidence in our technology and we want to demonstrate the same. So we'll give free installation and a couple of years of maintenance to consumers. Then we're also exploring the other channel of government subsidies and carbon credits since it's an eco-friendly technology. If you can get these particular things, it will directly pass to consumers, so further lowering prices. Since this technology is so eco-friendly, almost zero operating cost and virtually replaces the use of electricity. It is high impact. So we want to use this impact to procure more government support, to spread more awareness and create a buzz about this technology. One of the important markets that's actually right in developing in India is carbon credit market. So if you can actually explore this market and we can actually get carbon credits, we directly pass the entire cost, the entire benefits to consumer and further lowering cost. So effectively a complete solution for people at lower operating costs and lower fixed costs.
Thank you very much for that presentation. It's up to our judges now to decide what they thought of that plan. Was it cool or is it all gas? All yours.
Yeah. So, Ankit, open cycle refrigeration, is known technology. It's known. Why do you think people haven't adapted it before?
Sir, because as far as my experience is there, interlinking the two parameters, that has been the difficulty. Like in the refrigeration, there are conventional gases are used, so their parameters are different, slightly different than LPG. So linking these two might not have struck anyone.
Well, I think it has struck people. There is another aspect here, and that is a safety aspect around this, right? So LPG is a flammable gas. You're burning it on the stove. So there are whole safety implications around piping it all over the place. So that is one of the major reasons why people have been shying away from that. So that is something you're going to have to think about.
Vani, a question for you?
There's just the infrastructure to make this work. If you solve safety and all of that, most homes don't have infrastructure to run this.
We are doing R&D to synchronize both of these, electronic refrigerators with LPG.
So when you have the use of LPG, you can use that particular system, and when you don't use LPG, it automatically switches into the use of the normal conventional system. So obviously the cost would be a little higher, maybe 1,500 to 2,000, but savings in terms of operating costs could be as high as 2,000 per annum.
Well, thank you so much, Jainil and Ankur. Thank you. Well, it's now time for our third and final team to come on and show what they're made of, and more importantly, what they've made. So that's going to happen after a short break when DuPont presents The Power of Shunya, Challenge for Zero. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching DuPont presents The Power of Shunya, Challenge for Zero. We've had two teams which have presented the innovative products so far. The third and final team is eagerly waiting backstage. First, let's have a look at their innovation and then call them out.
Wastage of tons of fruits and vegetables that happens every year in India gave Wwatch the idea for his solar conduction dryer, a low-cost indigenous drying machine that is significantly cheaper than its counterparts in the market and uses all three methods of heat transfer to increase its efficiency.
Okay, let's call our third and final team out for today. Wwatch from the Institute of Chemical Engineering, Mumbai, and Ankit Singh from FMS, Delhi. Wwatch, Ankit, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now we have to see how effective your presentation is, whether it can wow our judges. Go ahead, floor is all yours.
Solar conduction dryer is an electricity-free solar food dehydrator that can dehydrate fruits, vegetables, spice, meat and fish and convert into a dehydrated form. Those can be stored for a year. Now these products can be sold at a higher price in various markets because it can be stored. Plus, even you can use it for domestic purpose. Apart from that, this dryer is about 3 to 5 times cheaper than the other options available. It has zero operating cost, zero emissions. So that's what the product is. In India, about 250,000 farmers have committed suicide. Economic challenge is a large scale. We are losing about 60 million tons of fruit and vegetable every year. And that is the point where solar conduction dryer can bring a food security to every family in India. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wwatch. We also have Professor Thorat who's joining us. Professor, can you tell us how confident you are about Wwatch's innovation and its success?
I'm pretty confident that Wwatch and his team will progress in the Power of Shunya competition for two reasons. Number one is this particular innovation has already reached to the nook and corner of India. He has already sold 22 dryers in various parts of India, and he has already received about 200 orders from Brazil and Kenya. So I personally think that this is he is going to succeed and probably be within the first few tops, probably maybe number one in this competition.
Well, Professor Thorat has a lot of faith. Yes, a lot of faith in you. 200 to Brazil.
Yes.
My question to you is, can I go and personally deliver them?
Yes, surely.
One-way ticket for me, because I don't think I'm coming back. I really am not. Well, it's now time for the business plan. Ankit Singh from FMS Delhi.
Right.
Off you go.
Ours is an indigenous product, which is low cost and high value giving product. Now, the cost of the solar conduction dryer, which we call Urja-Sanrakshak, by the way, is the same as the electric dryers in the market right now. And it is 3 to 5 times cheaper than the solar options. Now, when we thought of targeting the middle income and the low income folks, what we realized is that they cannot bear the upfront cost. So for them, we took a two-pronged approach of one, microfinance and rolling out cooperative schemes. So as of now, if with examples that I have, there are weekly hearts where we can sell the product and get in touch with our target group. We tie up with the self-help groups and NGOs, which I've done already. If we talk about the two types of agricultural and solar equipment dealers, which are existing there, and we get in touch with them. Secondly, we've also discuss tying up with the BPCL and Indane. Now these are, BPCL has more than 2200 plus retailers strong distributor network out there. The good thing about them is that they are already targeting the high income segment that we want to target. So this leads to the ease of profiling for us, and at the same time, the delivery boys can help us deliver the product and the pamphlets and market it. Another idea that we came up with, an interesting one, was dried food can be utilized for two approaches. One is it can be shipped out for the disaster management purposes, and at the same time it can be sent to the soldiers. So we wanted Anrakshak to support the Rakshaks of our nation. The two pillars of our nation, the farmers and the soldiers, should get some benefit out of the product. Thank you very much.
Well, after seeing Ankit's presentation, unfortunately, he's been disqualified because there was no slide about Brazil, not even a picture, nothing. I don't know. For me, they're out of the competition. Hopefully, our judges will be more forgiving.
Very quick question. What is it that will prevent others from making this product at a lesser price and packaging it much better, finishing it much better than your product?
Right. So from the litigation perspective, what we have done is we have an Indian patent, we have filed the international patent, but then we realized the only way to answer that is continuous innovation. So when we came out with this product, it was only meant for the farmers. After that, we have gone to two variants, where there's a domestic variant for women and there's an industrial variant which is backed up with a electric kit.
Why are there 200 farmers in Brazil that are buying this or are interested, whereas there are not as many in India?
An exporter in Africa and Brazil, there are two exporters who are willing to invest there for farmers, where they want to buy the dehydrated product from farmers. So farmers are secure in terms of buying of a dehydrated product. That key is not in India yet.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Well done. You've seen the three products. Which one of them is the winner of today's episode? Over to the judges. Judges, have you decided who the winner is?
From a commercialization and actually creating the Shunya impact, the last team with the solar dehydration effective to the farmers and so on and so forth deserve to be the winner.
Excellent. So let's get our winning team out, and the judges could join us here, please. Those are our winners of today's episode. Now, they might get a chance to go into the grand finale, but of course, the judges will decide which are the top three innovations that play in that last and final episode. Meanwhile, I need to have an offline chat with the boys about that Brazil thing. We could just sort that out, please. Yes. So I'll do that. We'll let you know next time how that worked out. Keep watching. DuPont presents The Power of Shunya, a challenge for zero. Some great innovations coming up still in the series. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.